on a personal level for you, it's been brilliant. I mean, 30 goals, over 30 goals in all competitions, 23 and 21 games in the league, more goals than Ronaldo. I mean, that's some return. You must feel confident as anything.
Yeah, I do. Every time I step on the pitch, I feel like I'm going to score, I've got that confidence at the moment. So, but that's always good, having a striker in a team that feels like it's going to score goals and can score goals. And obviously it's helping at the moment considering where we are in the table. So it's good.
Is it one of those where, because listen, we all know about Cristiano and he's obviously his career, but with more goals in him, it's something that you look at because as strikers, of course, we're selfish to a point. You always want to finish top goal scorer, but you also want to score more goals than who other people perceive as obviously one of the greatest players ever. Do you take any pride in that, or is that something that you kind of not inspire to, but is that like one of your targets?
Yeah, of course. As being a striker, you want to be scoring goals, and when you're this far through the season and you're close to the top of the goal scoring chart, it's kind of like, okay, let me stay here now. And of course, we know goals win games, and that's what I'm trying to do for the team and help us in the league. So, yeah, I want to try and stay there now, and obviously, the more goals I get, the more chance we've got of winning games, and it'll help us in the league as well. So, that's my main goal.
Of course. And I want to touch on your time now in the actual Saudi Pro League. I mean, you've been there now for about a couple of years now coming up to. How are you enjoying your time there?
Yeah, it's good here, man. I feel like I've settled a lot. As you can see from how I'm playing, how I'm scoring. The team I'm in, it's a great team. Obviously, we're in all competitions, and everyone's excited to try and do the treble. And with that kind of talk, it shows everyone's oozing with confidence. But yeah, my time here is going good, and I'm enjoying the journey. I'm enjoying the journey day by day. It was a big step for me, but I'm glad I've done it, and it's a good journey at the moment.
I mean, you said there was a big step for you now. Listen, I've followed your career closely for a long time, and you've been prolific at whatever level you've played at, you've always scored goals. So for me, on the outside, it looks like whatever level you play at, you find it quite naturally comfortable to score goals and you kind of rise to the occasion. How have you found the standard when you've got over there? Because as I said, you scored 20 goals in the Premier League. I saw you play for Brentford in the Championship and break the goal scoring record in the Championship. You've gone to Saudi now, you've hit 30 goals in 2 consecutive seasons. How have you found the standard since you got there?
Yeah, the standard was good. And it's just going to keep improving, I feel, with the quality that each team has. And with me personally, I feel like wherever I go, no matter what situation, I just want to be scoring goals. And I think if you check my career and check my stats, wherever I've gone, I've scored goals, and that's my main achievement that I want to set out to do. But coming here with the not knowing what I was stepping into, I felt straight at home with the team. Obviously, there was a lot of different backgrounds, but everyone integrated as one, and made me feel at home, and I started scoring goals straight away.
How was it that you ended up in Al-Ahli? Because as I said, I'm guessing quite a few people were in for you, of course, in terms of getting your signature to get in play over there. What was it about Al-Ahli that kind of attracted you to that football club?
I think it was the club that wanted me the most. There was always in talks with trying to bring me over, and I felt like I did want to do something different, going into this side of the world. I don't know what I was stepping into, but with me, I feel like I settled in quite quick, and I'm excited to open to new things, And when I come here straight away, I felt at home, and I come with my family, and it was all good, So yeah, I'm glad I made this step, and I'm sure I know this league will just keep improving and keep bringing quality to it.
Of course, and someone who you do play with, of course, is Riyad Mahrez, who we all know, and I'm sure you know him as well, for his time at Manchester City. Absolutely incredible player. What's it like working with him every day?
Yeah, it's top. I mean, he's won all these trophies, and he's a top professional, and everyone knows his quality on the pitch is top. It's unbelievable, and playing with someone like that, you're gonna get goals because he'll put the ball where you want it, and you just have to make sure you put it in the back of the net.
And has he still got that? Because I wouldn't even say hunger, that's probably the wrong word to use, but do you still see the same Mahrez? Because you would have played at him when he was at Manchester City. You've now seen him there as a teammate. I always hear people talk really highly about him trading, the levels that he sets. Is it still the same now, playing with you?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he wants to be winning things. He's done that throughout his whole career. And I've said this before, like coming here, some people will be settling and thinking this, but I don't see that in his team, especially in obviously Riyad as well. He's got that quality. I think he's got probably the best touch in football, and it shows. and he's the kind of player that helps players around him become even better and want to be achieving and winning things. So a player like that in your team, I'm sure anybody would want.
Of course, of course. Now I want to talk to you about something that it's actually surprised me, because you took a penalty recently and you missed it, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. I mean, you still scored a hat-trick, so that's decent, but I couldn't believe what I was watching. But still, that's your bread and butter. I've got to talk to you about the run-up and the way you take a penalty, because listen, for me, you're one of the best penalty takers in Premier League history, in terms of you're one of the only players I see, when they get a penalty, it's a goal. I don't even question it, it's a goal. Where did that come from, that self-belief and certainly that run-up?
Well, firstly, that penalty miss was AI. I don't know if everyone see that, but it was AI. To be fair, I just kind of I just thought different things. When I first missed one against a keeper that I used to play with, I kind of thought, why, let me change my run-up. Let me see what I can do to give myself the best advantage of scoring. And then obviously with the new rule, the keeper has to stay on the line. And I feel like it's kind of hard for him to react so fast when you're close to the ball and then you put it in one of the corners. So I think if you practice that and you perfect it, then it's kind of on yourself. The only way you'd miss if you mess up rather than the keeper doing something good. But yeah, I feel like the penalty missed the other day, I didn't sleep, but like you said, I went on to score a hat-trick. So if someone said to me, missed this penalty, we'll give you a hat-trick in the second half, then I probably would have took it.
But I mean, I need to. How long does it take you to perfect that? Because I'm watching it, you don't even look at the ball. Now that would make me nervous, because I need to know exactly where my foot's going to be planted and where the ball is. But not at one stage do you even look at the ball.
I think if you practice a run-up, I've been doing it for like 6-7 years now. I think if you know you run up, the ball doesn't move, the goal doesn't move. You just have to be confident on making a good connection with the ball. And yeah, I can't say too much because I might get found out a lot more. But
all right, I've got to talk to you now about England aspirations, of course. But I want to start with someone who you'd know really well. You've spent a bit of time with him. Harry Kane, 500 career goals, which is absolutely crazy. You obviously spent time with him in England camps. I mean, how highly do you rate him? And I mean, where does he kind of rank for you in terms of all-time centre-forwards?
I've said in interviews before, he's probably, for me, one of the best finishers in football, if not the best. When he's in front of goal, 9 times out of 10, it's in the back of the net. And with a player like that, I think you can learn a lot from. He gets in goal scoring positions a lot. And he knows where the goal is, considering hence why he's scored 500 career goals, which is a great achievement for himself. Anyone watching him or looking up to him or being around him and playing with him can learn a lot from, and bring it into your game.
Absolutely. And for yourself personally now, listen, there's a big game, tournament, at the end of the season, the World Cup. Of course, your aspirations must be to try and get yourself back into that squad.
Of course, yeah, there's going to be eyes on that. But I can only control what I can control, which is trying to score goals and do well for my team here. And I'm sure goals will get me recognised and help me push close to being in the frame. But obviously, we know there's a lot of great other strikers and a lot of competition. But I'm sure the coach will choose the best team possible to give the country the best chance of winning something at the World Cup.
Are you still someone that looks at other strikers? Because, of course, when I played, I'm checking it every weekend, like who scored, who's done this, who's done that. And listen, you've got more goals than all of them, obviously bar Harry Kane, or you head down and just focused on yourself?
Not gonna lie, before I was like that. A few years ago, I was like that. But no, my dad always used to tell me, don't watch someone else. Just watch yourself and concentrate on yourself. And the more you watch someone else, it's kind of like you're not focused on your game and not ready for the opportunity that comes your way. I've been focusing on myself, and it's been working. I've been scoring goals, and like you said, my numbers are higher than the other strikers, I believe. Not that I've checked, but yeah. I'm confident in myself. I'm confident in what I can bring to a team, and who knows? Hopefully it's enough to get myself in the frame, but obviously I have to keep scoring goals and keep giving myself the best chance possible.
Well, to be fair, we saw a number of players in the last Euros who were playing in Saudi that actually played at the major competition. Again, Arik Laporte, I think he was playing in Saudi at the time. They won the tournament. So a lot of people have spoke about intensity, but yeah, as I said, a lot of these players were at the last major tournament. Do you think that's something that might hinder you, or do you think that it shouldn't make a difference?
Me personally, my opinion, I don't think it should make a difference, but obviously it's not up to me. I think if you can play football, no matter where you are playing in the world, it should be enough. And if your numbers are right and you're doing well, then it should be enough to be in the frame. But like I said, I just have to concentrate on myself, and hopefully it's enough and keep scoring goals.
Absolutely. And have you had any conversations or any kind of contact with Thomas Tuchel? Has he said that he's going to come and see you? Has there been any kind of, do you know what I mean, link to him so that you know that you've got an opportunity of getting yourself in the squad?
No, there's been no conversation, but I don't expect it to be, because he's got so many other players that he has to be watching also, and I'm sure he'll probably be keeping one eye on me and see what I'm doing. But like I said, I just have to be focused on myself, keep my head down, and keep scoring goals, and it will come into his way, and my goal scoring, and it'll give myself an opportunity. Like I said before, I know what I can bring to a team, and I know goals is part of my game, so hopefully it's enough.
There were loads of rumours, obviously, in January about a potential return to English football. Was there any truth in that? Were there any clubs that were interested in you in January?
Me, I never watched that stuff. I let that's hence why we have an agent. I let my agent take care of that stuff. Before, when I did focus on that stuff, it didn't go. My head wasn't in the right space, and I dipped in form. So now I just let my agent take care of all that stuff. Yeah, there was some clubs interested in me, but I said I'm happy here, I'm focused here, and I've got unfinished business to do here. So I
guess that answers my next question, because my next question was going to be kind of what does the future hold for you? I mean, you're only 29 years old, so you still look in great shape, still fit as anything. What are you still hoping to achieve?
Yeah, I want to win titles, I always want to win something. I want to leave a big legacy for myself and my children and my family. But yeah, like I said, I'm settled at the moment. With me, I can change my mind very quick. So I take it one step at a time. Obviously, who knows what can happen if I was to return to Premier League. I would be open to it, but like I said, right now I've got unfinished business here, and I want to be winning some trophies here first before I think of anything else. You never say never. You never know what football brings and what's around the corner.
Absolutely. Do you still keep an eye on the Premier League?
Yeah, of course. I still watch Premier League. I still watch Brentford majority of the games when I can, when I'm not travelling, and when I got time to myself, I'll sit and watch the football. But yeah, there's some good teams in the Premier at the moment, and hopefully maybe one day I'll return to it.
Well, to be fair, you mentioned one of your old sides there, Brentford, who are having an unbelievable season under Keith Andrews. I don't know if he was there when you were there, but could you have imagined that it would have gone this well when you look at what Brentford essentially lost? They lost Mbuemo, obviously Visser, then Thomas Frank obviously left, and now it's Keith Andrews. Could you believe that he'd be doing as well as he is right now?
Yeah, when I was there, he actually come in as set piece coach, I'm sure. But then now, yeah, he's a coach, and they're flying. I mean, the structure at Brentford is always going to be the same. It's we might not be the best players individually or with best quality throughout the league, but there's one thing that will stay in that club, which is hard work. And if you work harder than any other team, you give yourself the chance of winning games, I think that philosophy is stayed in the club regardless of who's in charge. Full credit to Keith. He's done an amazing job there, and hopefully they can do something special this season, because Brentford do really deserve something.
Well, I want to talk to you about Igor Thiago, who's having a great season. You were brilliant when you were down there. And Mbuemo scored a lot of goals down there. Watkins did. What is it about Brentford Football Club that almost allows centre-forwards to go down there and be their absolute best?
I was actually speaking about this to my friend the other day, from when Neil Maupay was there,
yeah,
to Watkins, then to myself, then to Brian, Wiss, and then now Thiago. Obviously, Kevin Schade is doing well as well. Yeah, they always seem to find a striker that can score goals. But I think it's also from the club there. They give you the platform to be yourself. And I think it's always nice knowing you're going to a club where strikers get opportunities, knowing the striker previously has scored goals. So you go into there thinking, there must be something here, It gives you that extra little boost. It's been working. Obviously, Igor Thiago, he's flying, scoring goals, and I'm sure he'll score a lot more goals before the end of the season.
And someone you know really well, and it was actually a shame, Thomas Frank, obviously you two done great things together while he was at the club, lost his job unfortunately at Spurs. I mean, what did you make of the sacking, and do you feel it was a little bit harsh on him?
I mean, that's football, Everyone's going to say if you're not winning games, it's easy to look at the coach and say his tactics are not working, but he done the tactics and the same things at Brentford, and look how we went. I guess maybe sometimes you have to look at the players as well, if they're performing, if they're not doing their job on these kind of things. I mean, yeah, like I said, it's always easy to point the finger at the coach. I think maybe some of the players were underachieving, not playing to the best they can be. And yeah, I did speak with him. I just wished him all the best, and hopefully he can turn the results around. But unfortunately, my text wasn't enough. He's the kind of coach to bounce back. He knows it's part of football. He will take full responsibility, and he'll look after all his players. But big love for Thomas, and I'm sure he'll bounce back.
Well, listen, someone you were linked to, and they're currently at the top of the table, was Arsenal. A lot of people have said that they don't think Arsenal will get that over the line because of what we've seen the last 3 years. Do you think Arsenal can win the league this year, or do you think it's City's? I mean, what do you reckon? Where's your head at? Who do you think will win the Premier League this year?
Arsenal fans hate me as it is, so I can't say too much. But now, I do want them to win. I think it's boring City winning all the time. It would be nice for us, another team to win. Also, a couple friends at Arsenal also. So I think, it'll be special for them. Obviously, being so close for so long, and hopefully they can finally get over the line. But I think they know City have been there, done it. So City have that little advantage. But I feel like Arsenal maybe can do it this time.
All right, well, listen, Ivan, I've got one more for you. It's a fun feature, right? I need you to give me your Mount Rushmore of Premier League strikers. So, in your opinion, the top 4 strikers, in your opinion, in Premier League history.
Some strikers I've watched in Premier League.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Listen, don't feel obligated to put me on it. I don't like all that, so forget all that.
Okay, I'm gonna say Suarez.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna say Rooney.
Okay, nice.
I'm gonna say Fernando Torres.
Wow, okay. Didn't see that one coming. Yeah, nice.
I'd have to say Aguero.
So no Thierry.
But I can remember watching him, but not like that,
Of course, yeah.
I don't think I'm that old. But obviously he's top. If I see a lot more of him from what I've watched, then yeah, I'd put him in. But I've not watched him like that,
Wow, no Haaland. Haaland.
Maybe can we rethink now, yeah, let me swap Torres with Haaland.
Okay, so
Haaland's he's not normal. He's like a robot. Some of the goals and I remember when I was in the Prem and I was scoring goals, I thought, I'm gonna catch him here, but then he scored like 3 hat-tricks in a row and I thought, okay, he's off now.